Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Monday Morning. It's Stephen Whiteside here from theuptrend.com. In the pre-market this morning, stock index futures are currently above fair value. They've been above fair value since the market opened at 6 p.m. Sunday night. Now, commodities are mixed. We've got gold up a few dollars, while crude oil is down slightly on Monday morning. Now, this is a holiday shortened week. Canadian market is closed tomorrow. U.S. markets are closed half a day on Thursday and then all of Friday for the Independence Day holiday. Now, we do have a lot of economic numbers coming out this week, mostly to do with manufacturing and employment. And those numbers, of course, could help change the direction of the market. We are expecting a seasonally positive week, and we're also expecting it to be fairly quiet as a lot of people will be taking time off. Now, we're going to be taking some time off as well. Monday is a normal day for us. Tuesday, we're going to be closed. Wednesday, I'm not going to do a video in the morning. We'll do charts on Wednesday night. We'll do a video on Thursday morning, and then that's it for the week. We'll be back on Saturday to do a complete weekend update. Now, I said we're taking some time off. If a black swan event were to happen, if the market, say the Dow was up or down over 500 points, then we would come back and update the charts on for those particular days. But otherwise, we will be taking some time off this week. Now, what are we watching for this week? Well, the fear index or the VIX, they're on sell signals for the major indices, and so that is supportive for higher stock prices. That would change if any of these VIXs were to give buy signals this week. Now, we recently saw the VIX trade up to 25 and reverse, so we know next time around that if we start breaking out above 25, the top of the flypaper channel, that's an indication that the market is going to in the next level of fear. We didn't get much of that in the month of June, so the VIX was up. It was on a buy signal for a while in the month of June, but did not retest the highs from May. So yes, we had some stress, but not enough to really break things. Now, to get a summer rally, well, guess what? Our next target to the downside is 1250. 1250 is a significant area of support for the VIX. The VIX, that is basically its pause position is to be down at 1250. And so we're looking to see if we can get options traders to become more confident on the stock market, and that'll help the stock market move up and give us that summer rally that we're looking for, which apparently starts right about now. Now, when you're trying to take some time off this week, of course, you want to keep your eye on the market, but you don't want the rest of the family to know that you're watching the market. So here's a couple of numbers to keep in the back of your mind so that you don't have to watch the market all throughout the day. For the iShares for the TSX 60, if we were to break down and close below 39.86, that would be the first sign that something new is happening. Our next target to the upside is 40.63. That's the top of our projected trading range on the daily charts. Now, if we start trading above that, we will come out with new targets. But just in the meantime, you can do simple math and just look at the difference between the last two lines here and then add that difference above, and that gives you a target of 42.20. That is certainly a legitimate target to the upside if the TSX wants to take out the 40.63 level. Now, to figure out whether the market is starting to become really stressed or if it's just traders trying to just lock in some profits, if the iShares for the TSX 60 were to start to close below 39.50, that would be a sign that more conservative investors are also giving up on the market. Looking at the S&P 500, the SPY, we need to close on Monday below $600.08 to give us a new daily sell signal. Of course, if we start trading back down below 600, that's not a good sign. 625 is our next target to the upside, and then you can see 640.63 is the next target above that. Now, again, to see when more conservative investors are starting to give up on the market, we would need to see the SPY start closing below $598. Now, that channel line is moving up daily, so this is just a number for Monday, but it gives you a general idea that if we start breaking down below $600, that's probably not a good sign for the market at this time. Now, the most important symbol to watch is the NASDAQ 100, because it is the big cap tech stocks that are leading the market higher at the moment, and if they start to roll over, that's not going to be a good sign for the market. So on Monday, we're looking for a close below $532.16. Our next target is 562.50. That's the top of our projected trading range on the daily charts. It's also the top of our projected trading range on the weekly charts. And if we go back to the start of the year, this chart was from December 31st of last year. Our next target on the monthly chart was 562.50. So that is a major target as far as our mathematical projections go. If we start breaking out above that, you can see the next monthly target is 625 for the NASDAQ 100. Now, looking down on Monday, a close below $528 would certainly be a sign that conservative investors are starting to give up on the market. And then looking at what more conservative investors might do on Monday, if we start closing below 528, that would certainly be a sign that conservative investors are starting to throw in the towel. Of course, that tether line or channel line is moving up daily, and of course, it's heading towards the 540 level at some point in the not so distant future. Now, looking at the most actives from Friday's trading action, TC Energy popped nicely on Friday. It is back on a buy signal as of Friday's close. You can see that we are still looking at the same level of resistance up at 70.31, but we found a new level of support. Back in April, we came down to 62.50. This time we found support at the 64.06 level, and we bounced on Friday. We closed below the midpoint of the current trading range, and we'll have to see if we can start closing above that midpoint, heading back up towards the 70.31 level. Now, most energy stocks look something like this. This is Canadian Natural Resources. There's Suncor. The banks are still holding up fairly well. This is the Bank of Nova Scotia making a new high on Friday. We've got Manulife making a new high for this move, not able to take out the early June highs just yet. And then just above that are the May highs. So we do have some potential areas of resistance for Manulife. There's Power making a new closing high on Friday. There's TD Bank also making a new closing high on Friday. No joy for Whitecap, no joy for ARC Resources, inside day on Friday, no joy for Cenovus. All the energy stocks look something like that. Now, BlackBerry popped on Wednesday last week and had pulled back on Thursday and Friday. So on Monday, we're looking for a close below $5.93 to kick us out of BlackBerry. Now, if we go back a week, here's the price targets we had, 625 and 703. And so if you had your orders in there on Wednesday, we actually opened at 666. And so your 625 order would have been filled at 666 at the open, at least executed at the open. You might not have got that exact price. And then throughout the day, we traded up through the 703 level before pulling back towards the 666 level. So you've got two orders filled on the same day. Congratulations. Now you're waiting to get kicked out with the remainder of your position on Monday. Then looking at Air Canada had a quiet day on Friday, but you can see that we continued after that buy signal and continued to move higher with the price of crude oil pulling back. Now, looking at Wall Street most actives from Friday, we've got Big Bear was the most actively traded stock once again. We're trying to get to 625 and then possibly 703. New high for NVIDIA on Friday. We're trying to get to 162.50 and then possibly 175. There's QuantumScape pulling back sharply on Friday, but did not close below the previous day's low. No joy for Lucid, looking for a close on Monday above $2.23. Then we've got NU. NU's trying to break out above the May highs. So far, we haven't been able to do that. Then looking at Ford making a new high on Friday. We're trying to get to 1094. We got to 1092. If we can take out Friday's high, then 1133 is our next target for Ford. There's Valet, second day of a buy signal on Friday. Tesla traded through the lower channel line on Friday, did not close below it, looking for a close on Monday below $321.49 to give us a sell signal for Tesla. Then SoFi making a new high on Friday. Palantir unfortunately rolled over. It was down over 9% on the day, back on a daily sell signal as of Friday's close. B2 Gold, the first gold stock to show up on the U.S. most actives, still on a sell signal, no change in trend for B2 Gold. Okay, folks, that is all for this morning's presentation. We're going to be doing charts this afternoon, taking tomorrow off. I won't do a presentation on Wednesday morning. We will do charts on Wednesday night, and then I will do a presentation on Thursday morning, and then that's it for the week. It should be a positive week for the market. It should be a fairly quiet week. A lot of people will be taking time off. Of course, the U.S. market closes on Thursday after lunch, and then if it's closed again on Friday. So the Canadian market will be open Thursday and Friday, but it'll be very thinly traded. A lot of people on Bay Street will have gone away for the weekend, or they will be out golfing. But certainly expect volumes to be down over 50% on Thursday and Friday. Enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy Canada Day tomorrow. Next time you'll hear my voice is on Thursday morning.
Thanks for tuning in until the very end of today's stock market timing educational video. If you found the content valuable, don't forget to express your support by hitting the like button, leave a comment, sharing with your friends, and subscribing to our channel for more insightful updates. Remember, in the world of stocks, timing is crucial, and following the trend can be your greatest ally. If you would like more information on how we can help you better time the stock market, please visit theuptrend.com.